According to a report, Connor McGregor doubled his net worth with his recent Proper 12 Irish whiskey sale. It was announced earlier this week that Mexican beverage company Bestle exercised a call option to acquire 51% stake in Irie-born Spirits, the name behind Proper number 12 Irish whiskey. The sale was reported 122 million pounds, which is roughly 155 million US dollars, and effectively pushed Connor's net worth to over $300 million.
Not bad, Conor McGregor.
By the way, question.
Yep.
Good timing on the sale?
Great timing on the sale.
Exactly.
Because he is starting to decline. The moment you start losing as a fighter, you start losing your platform. You don't have a platform, or your platform is not as strong, then your whatever endorsements or brands. Michael Jordan said in the Last Dance documentary, he said the greatest endorsement that I could ever draw on in order to build was what I did on the court.
Right.
If that starts to decrease in performance, then your endorsements and your other opportunities start to decrease too as well. My opinion.
Yeah, I mean, I'm gonna double back a month ago, whenever that fight was. Versus, I couldn't even tell you the guy he lost to, his name at this point. What was his name? That's my point. Is that
Portier.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
In no way, shape, or form was that guy a superstar, megastar. He shouldn't have been. Connor should have won that fight, and Connor and Khabib should have been going at it, right? How heated were you when Connor lost? You were like...
I was furious.
And not even because you're a Connor fan, because you want to see competition at the highest level. You wanted to see Khabib.
Who the hell doesn't want to see him fighting
exactly.
Khabib?
And you were like you were like, all right, everybody get the hell out of my house. I'm done with this freaking fight. We've watched every freaking fight. The girls fighting, the lightweights, this, that. We stayed up all night ready to watch this fight at freaking midnight. Connor.
That's right. East Coast, you have to stay up till midnight.
Yeah. Connor goes out there and he's catching the guy's leg and he's catching the guy's legs, he's kicking him. Boom, gets knocked out. And you were so freaking pissed because you knew the potential of what was down the line.
What the world wanted.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So when you talked about...
Do you remember what I said? Do you remember what I said? I said, he doesn't realize what he just did.
Yeah.
We almost need to show that clip when we make this short clip and combine that. Mario, have the editor put that part on what was said about Connor, because we talked about it in one of the podcasts.
Wow.
You know what I said?
What'd you say?
I said, he doesn't realize Proper 12's valuation just went down.
Yeah.
Wow.
100%.
Wow.
And this is why to Sapaula's credit, timing is huge here, because you lose one more fight, you lose your next fight, that might be another $100 million you lose.
By the way, here's a question for you. Let me ask you a crazy question right now. You ready? What did he sell it for? $155 million.
Yeah.
What's his net worth? $300 million.
Right.
I got a crazy question for you. Say he beats Portier.
Boom.
Yep.
Does he sell today?
Nope.
Hell no. Watch this. He beats Portier. Dana White comes back saying, I just had a call with Khabib.
Yep.
Fight is set up Cinco de Mayo.
Yep.
Okay? Fight
Cinco
is set
de
up Cinco, because he's calling out all the boxers.
Tequila,
he says
Cinco
fight
de
is set
Mayo.
up Cinco de Mayo. Khabib against whatever, Connor. And say it's not even Cinco de Mayo. He picks a different time, but it's going to be in Russia, but it's going to be in a different place. He calls the fight, okay? And Connor beats Khabib. What's Proper 12 worth? What's Proper 12 worth? Honestly,
double, triple what it is, whatever he's selling for now.
I think it's bigger than that.
Exponentially growing.
I think it's bigger than that.
Yep.
Well, especially if he sponsors the fight on Cinco de
it's
Mayo
a
with his tequila brand.
billion-dollar sale.
Wow.
I think it's a billion-dollar sale. I think it's the difference between him being worth $300 million and him being worth $1 billion.
Wow.
I think that's how big the
much
difference
that
is.
loss cost him.
Yeah, this is going back to what you said earlier.
Last night.
Yeah.
2 more years.
Yeah, exactly. Come on, two more fights. Two more in their world, right? 2 more fights. 2 more fights. 2 more fights. So keep going.
It's crazy. Yesterday we're sitting. I'm like, what's the difference between all these guys that are living in $10, $20 million homes and the guys that are living in 1 or 2? He says, what's that? I said, they convinced themselves to go, say, 2 more years, 5 more times. I don't know if that makes sense or not. Which is like, I'm gonna go tee it up for 2 more years. And you go 2 more years. You go 2 more years. 2 more years later, you're killing it. But you're like, ooh, what if I go 2 more years? Oh my gosh, let's go boom, 2 more years. And then you go 2 more years, like, oh, I never thought I'd be at this point right now. Business, sports, whatever. Oh, dude, I don't know. It's December 28th and it's business planning time. I'm going to go. What if? I'm going to go, you know what? 2 more years. Connor needed 2 more big fights. He would have been a billionaire. He was 2 fights away from being a billionaire. He beats Portier. He beats Khabib. He's a billionaire. Now he's worth $300 million. Don't get me wrong. He's still got a great life.
Okay, yeah.
But he would have been a guy from having welfare in what he was doing to, ridiculous motivation for the world with he would have been a billionaire funding whatever the hell he wants to do. Because he's also a very smart guy. People don't realize Connor is a genius.
Strategist, marketer.
Connor is brilliant. I don't know what the guy's IQ is by the books, but the guy's IQ in the streets is at the highest level.
Yeah.
And in this part, it was taking the eye off the ball a little bit. Cost the guy $700 million.
Jesus. When you said 2 more years, you know
Two
who
more
the first
fights.
person that comes to mind?
What's that?
Tom Brady.
Exactly, I was about to say that.
I'm just like, Tom Brady signs 2. The guy's going to be 45 years old.
2 more years.
He keeps saying 2 more years, 2 more years. I just won a freaking Super Bowl. I'm going to retire now? Let's go get it again.
Can you imagine the guy wins the Super Bowl, Breeze retires. The conversation is officially, it's not even a conversation, right? So this guy keeps going. He keeps staying to 2 years, 2 years, 2 years. He tires everybody else out. The conversation about who's the GOAT, dude, it's so over with that people are like,
separation.
Forget it. He's officially earned the right to say, by the way, his argument is bigger than Jordan's argument.
Right.
Let me explain.
Yep.
The separation with Brady is a lot further than Jordan's. And I'm a Jordan guy. But the separation with Brady's argument is far ahead of Jordan's argument.
Yep.
Why? Because if Jordan would have gone 2 more years, he would have had 8. And if he wouldn't have taken those 2 years, he would have gone 2 more years. And if he would have been, that's 10.
Yeah.
Jordan's got 10. No one's saying LeBron, Kobe, Wilt, Kareem, nothing. It's over. He would have 42,000 career points. He would have been just ridiculous statistics. So the 2 more year concept is, and it's tough because, man, you're worth $150, $300 million. You're living in a sick house. You're having caviar every night. You're eating lobster as if it's freaking, rice. And you got the cars. Everyone's like, hey, oh my gosh, no, nothing at our restaurant. We don't charge you anything. How do you get up at that point and drive it and do all this? How do you do that?
The last 10 minutes of the last episode of the Last Dance documentary of him talking about, we didn't even try to come back as a team. We didn't even try. The team got exploded, but doesn't mean he couldn't have rebuilt it or done something else again. But the look of regret in Jordan's eyes, it was an eerie look.
Yep.
There's something to be said about longevity and sticking it out. Because 5-7 years ago, there was a debate who was better, Peyton Manning or Tom Brady.
Yeah.
And at the time,
Yeah.
a lot of people would have said Peyton Manning.
Back and forth.
At the time, or at least back and forth. Now, the Mannings of the world, the Breezes of the world, the Marinos of the world, the Montanas, they're not even in the debate anymore.
No, it's
longevity. So...
And he's continuing to extend upon that.
Stick-to-itness is impressive.
By the way, he is creating a lot of enemies because people are like, retire already. I have to sleep next to my wife.
Yeah.
And,
She'd bring up your name.
Yeah, she's like, hey, did you see, babe? What do you think? You think he's going to win one more? And you're like, I don't know, babe. I think it's not good to be that narcissistic. So what do you tell your wife? Like you're laying next to her. What do you actually say to kind of give yourself power? Do you say, honest, you think he's happy? You think he's happy? Because to me, marriage is more important. I love you more, babe. And the wife's like, yeah, I know you love me more, but that guy wants to. Like, it's like, imagine that pressure, like you're laying next to it must suck being compared to Brady.
I'm going to use your...
How about a 6-year-old son, innocent son? Hey, Dad, someone in school said Brady's better than you. I love you, Daddy, but why did Brady play 5 more years more than you did? Imagine, you're like, get back to your room, give me that iPad, throw the Xbox in the trash. It's tough.
The one guy that can say, I'm better than Brady. There's only one guy.
Here we go.
Eli Manning.
Gino
beat him
Torretta.
Twice. Eli freaking Manning.
Gino Torretta, go ahead.
Gino Torretta.
Ryan
Hurricanes.
Leaf.
Eli Manning. He beat Brady twice in the Super Bowl.
Well, Brady, he blames everything on the mom.
What mom?
Eli and Peyton's mom. If it
really?
wasn't for Eli and Peyton's mom, he would have had 5 more Super Bowls. He says that all the time.
Oh, yeah?
If it wasn't for the mom, he would have 5 more Super Bowls.
Because she gave birth to these kids.
Yeah, he screwed the whole thing
Frickin'
up.
mom.
So if you enjoyed this little short segment from the podcast that we did, here's another short segment to watch. Or if you want to see the entire podcast, click over here. Take care, everybody. Bye-bye.